Welcome to this week's episode of Recognized Game presented by Gym Mint 10 Sports on YouTube and live on TikTok. I'm your boy EB, owner and creator of In My Bag Apparel that you see right behind me. And with me, as always, my younger brother, the owner and head barber of Bully's Custom Styles in Denver, Colorado, CB the Bully. What's happening, homie?
I'm doing well, man. Beautiful intro as always.
Yeah.
What it do?
Oh, man, we back at it. Excited to talk about. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We're gonna make our WWE WrestleMania predictions. We'll talk NBA Hall of Fame. Also got a little guessing game for you, but we're gonna start with the NCAA tournament in March Madness. Tonight we had the women's national championship game, or earlier today. UConn dominates South Carolina 82-59. AZ Fudd 24-5, 3 steals, 17-6 for Paige Beckers. Only shot 5 for 14 from the field. But 2 blocks and a steal. And then Sarah Strong, 24 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 steals. And that's what it was about for UConn, was frustrating South Carolina, especially in that second half where they were able to pull away and secure that 23-point win. So shout out to the Huskies getting their 12th NCAA championship under Gino Auriemma.
Most definitely shout out. No surprise there.
No, right. First since 2016. They had to defeat 3 of the 4 number 1 seeds to win this national championship. Welcome in, y'all. This is a Recognized Game presented by Gym Mint 10 Sports. How's it going, everybody? Welcome in.
Tap the screen.
But yeah, the fact that they had to go through 3 number 1 seeds, and I believe in the Final Four, the beating they put down was the worst loss by a number 1 seed in the tournament, like in history.
My goodness.
And we talked about last week that 40-point game Paige Buckets had. Like, we shouldn't be surprised. They weren't one of the top-ranked teams going into the tournament, but at the end of the day, they still had, especially this 3-headed monster they had going off tonight.
Shout out South Carolina and all their success, but it was UConn's time, bro.
Absolutely.
Paige about to be number 1 in the draft for sure.
For sure. On to the men's. We had the Final Four on Saturday night. And, my bracket got ugly this year, as many people's did. But at the end of it, I had 3 of the Final Four, and I picked the championship game correctly. So
really?
Yeah.
You didn't have Duke winning it all, huh?
No, I got Florida, Houston. Florida was able to hang on and beat Auburn 79-73. Charles Barkley was very disappointed. You can see his face throughout the game. And you could say Duke choked it away, and I like to say that they had that game pretty in hand on Saturday night. But you hand it to Houston for coming back and getting that 3-point win, 70-67. And then we got the championship game, Florida, Houston on Monday night. Like I said, I picked it correctly. I did put some money down on it. I got Florida at -1, and then I took the over for the points. It was at 141.5. So I got Florida taking that one. We'll see how that shakes out for me tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think Florida's taking it for sure. But shout out Houston. Yeah, it's kind of wild Duke's not in it, but hey, that's the way it goes sometimes in the tournament.
It's always hard for me to pick Duke anyway. This time I just happened to be right.
Right.
In other news in basketball, the 2025 Hall of Fame class has been officially announced. Some of the headlines are Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Sylvia Fowles, Bulls head coach and former Florida head coach Billy Donovan, as well as referee Danny Crawford. And then the 2008 Olympic team, the Redeem Team, which means that players like Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, even Carmelo and Dwight, who are going in now, will be going in for the second time. And players like LeBron James and Chris Paul will be Hall of Famers before they're finished in the league.
So they're going with the whole Redeem Team to do this then, huh? They all get in.
Yep, the whole team gets in, just like they've done with the Dream Team. Like as a team, the Dream Team is in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, they're all going to be there regardless anyway. So
exactly. It's just like they're doing with like the WWE Hall of Fame this year. They announced they're doing this iconic moments thing where they're like it'll be like matches or maybe promos and things like that. And this year it's I think it's a Stone Cold Bret Hart match. Both those guys obviously Hall of Famers. So
hell of a match.
Right.
Yeah. Almost broke Was that Bret Hart? No, maybe that was Owen Hart that almost broke Stone Cold's neck.
I think it was on.
Yeah, because that was Owen's finishing move anyway.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the NBA playoff picture. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the Lakers, and I kind of wanted to expand on the conversation we were having yesterday when it comes to the Lakers and where they're sitting after beating the Thunder tonight. They're still, I think, a game up on Denver, and not too far behind Houston for that second seed. I got the stats right. I got the standings right here. So let's start there, man. I think, and we talked about where they should be placed and what they should be looking for and what's a good matchup for the Lakers going into the playoffs. Right now, with them sitting in the third seed, that first round matchup would be against the Golden State Warriors, which is, well, what do you think about that?
That's not the ideal matchup that we wanted for sure. You know what I'm saying? Where the hell did the Clippers come from? They just they came out of nowhere. But
Kawhi.
all these games are like, or all these teams are maybe a game or a game and a half behind each other. So it's kind of wild. Yeah, I don't want to see the Warriors right now because what are they, 18-4 since uh, Jimmy got there and he didn't even play two of those games? Like, yeah, I'm not trying to see the Warriors first round. Um, but it is cool to see both the Lakers and the Warriors not have to play in the play-in tournament this year.
Yeah. So you look at it right now. The Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, and Grizzlies all have the same record.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. I would rather see the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. The Lakers are a big team. They might not have more than one big, but their guard and forwards are big guys, and we saw that tonight, man.
Also, am I wrong or did the Lakers sign Alex Len?
The Lakers definitely signed Alex Len.
And I'm thinking like
I think they let him go too.
I thought I saw him sitting on the bench, but like I thought that's going to be something. Even though he may not give you big minutes or score a lot or anything like that, having another big body is going to be useful in the playoffs.
He's definitely a body, and I mean that's what's going to take, especially when it comes to the yoke man.
Right, and if you look at tonight as an example, you get basically 20 out of Bron and AR. Luka goes for 30. Rui had like 11 and 7. And then you look at Dorian Finney-Smith with 14 and 7, which is big. And then you get 12 out of Gabe Vincent, who's turning into what they traded for, with both of those guys hitting 4 threes in the game. If they can get that kind of impact, and then if Jackson Hayes, who's been great, especially since AD's been gone, if he can kind of solidify that middle and maybe get some minutes out of Alex Len or whatever they're going to do with that backup five. I wouldn't want to see. Ideally, I wouldn't want to see the Warriors in the first round. I would maybe even rather see the Clippers. Maybe not, because if Kawhi can play through the whole playoff series,
right?
Norman Powell plays like he's been doing all year. James Harden, like that's a hell of a matchup. And Zubac's been doing his fucking thing too.
We know Kawhi can play against LeBron. He's not shook by the competition. And, of course, their head coach was also Bron's head coach at the time. James Harden and Kawhi look way better together than PG and Kawhi ever did, which is crazy because I don't really remember them two on the court often. You can't sleep on the Clippers. The West is crazy, man. We know what we're getting with the East, but the West is insane. Like always.
Agreed, but and we talked about with the East as well. And as far as Milwaukee goes, at least, which took kind of a blow today because Giannis didn't play tonight. They're kind of resting him on the back end of a back-to-back.
Well, what did he do in that back-to-back?
He had a hell of a game in that first game.
He had 70 points combined,
right?
30-something rebounds, 20 assists. He was going crazy. He probably deserves a little break.
I just went back-to-back as far as like they played yesterday and today.
Yeah. Rest that
man. But like they're still sounding optimistic as far as Dame Lillard's concerned. There's still a chance that he could return. And once Bobby Portis, who if he hasn't already, if he didn't tonight, he should be returning to the lineup very soon. If they can round into form, and they're sitting in the 5 seed right now, that first round matchup against the Pacers could benefit them.
For sure.
Especially maybe if Dame has to miss a little more time, they could probably still beat Indiana. Look for some big games out of Kuz. But they would also have a chance if they can bring it all together to get at the Celtics and the Cavs. What do you think of the Knicks?
Brunson just got back. Cat can go off. Sometimes he disappears in the playoffs. We've seen Brunson have good playoff games though. I don't know. It's crazy because Anunoby has games. It's going to take more than one or two of them cats to have a good game to get a series done.
Agreed.
I feel like that's one of those teams that is going to take more of a collective effort, other than like the Lakers that have a three-headed monster and you know who's going to be doing the scoring. It's going to be more of a collective effort when it comes to the Knicks, when it comes to rebounding, defense, and scoring. The whole team has to do that.
And just going back to the West for a second, we talk about the Warriors as far as the Lakers are concerned. They dropped that game tonight. One of the crazier stats of that game being that Steph had more turnovers than points. Houston kind of locks him down a little bit tonight.
Lock his ass up.
4 turnovers and 3 points.
Yeah.
But it's one game but that is another matchup you got to watch out for, especially going towards the playoffs. And we know there's a little animosity between those two teams as well. But Houston sitting in second, they wouldn't even really meet up until they probably see each other in the second round if this was the matchup and they were able to get past the Lakers. But like you said, 18-4 since Jimmy's been there, and 2 of those games he hasn't played.
Right.
The Warriors aren't a team I don't think anybody wants to see in the first round.
No, because you still have the head coach. You still have the pieces that know what it's like to win titles. Yeah, man, they're somewhat of a matchup nightmare.
Well, and Jimmy Butler gives you something they've really never had before. Something they kind of looked for when they had Andrew Wiggins.
Right.
I guess kind of what Kevin Durant did is similar to giving you another dynamic offensively, but the way Jimmy can get down in the paint, the way the Warriors spread the ball out and he gets into the paint when everybody's looking for the three and just kind of disrupts everything you're doing defensively when you have to watch Steph.
Yeah.
And we know what Jimmy can do in the playoffs.
Because we ain't even bring up playoff Jimmy yet.
And this is a type of team Jimmy's never had in the playoffs, and he's been to the finals twice. So you can imagine he's going to turn it up even a little more with this being a first real shot at a ring in how long for Jimmy?
And, maybe his last. That boy's about to go balls to the wall.
Yeah.
I love what Jimmy's doing. I love how he could go anywhere and fit in if he likes the situation. So this is the best opportunity he's ever had. We just need some signs of 2020 Jimmy.
Exactly. Either way, we got about 4 games left in the regular season, and then the playoffs kick off April 19th, I believe. Maybe it's the 20th. Up next, we got a little guessing game as far as, and some of these guys we're talking about, especially heading down this playoff stretch and champions and MVPs. A couple of these guys, or at least one, came from the 2014 draft. I wanted to see if you could give me the top 10 scorers from that 2014 draft.
I could definitely give it a shot. This might not be in order.
All right.
But let's go. My number 1, Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker, not in the top 10.
Embiid.
Joel Embiid is number 5, and mind you, he was the 3rd overall pick that year. He's got 12,523 points.
Not bad. Julius. Imagine how many points he would have if he played more than 30 games a season.
He missed half the games of his career.
Wow.
Julius Randle was what?
Yeah, Julius Randle.
Julius Randle was drafted 7th overall in 2014. He is at 3rd with 13,431 points.
Okay. Aaron Gordon.
AG, drafted 4th overall by the Orlando Magic, is at 9,665 points. He is in 7th.
Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins, drafted number 1 overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves in 2014, has 14,145 points. He's at number 2.
His points are about to go up tremendously.
Where's he at?
He's
Miami. He's in Miami. Yeah.
Zach LaVine,
the number 13 overall pick in that year's draft, is at 13,430. Oh, wait, I read that wrong. 13,416 points. He's just behind Julius Randle at number 4.
Okay, all right. All right, let me see if I could. What about Alfred Payton?
Alfred Payton not in the top 10.
Okay, Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart also not in the top 10.
Dante Exum.
Dante Exum didn't crack the top 10.
That was 10 players that I just
That was
named.
10 you got? All right, so let me run through these real quick. I'll start from the bottom. Number 10, the 25th overall pick. And a lot of these, and this is the thing with this draft, is it's not going to be just like your lottery guys. The 25th overall pick was Clint Capella at 7,954. That puts him in 10th.
Damn, okay.
And number 9 was
James Harden.
Number 9 was the 38th overall pick in the 2014 draft at 8,039 points. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Damn, I should have said that. I just seen somebody rocking a CU Dinwiddie jersey, all gold. That shit was hard.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
At number 8 was the 39th overall pick in that year's draft. 9,428 points was Jeremy Grant. Number 6 was the 46th overall pick in the 2014 draft, Jordan Clarkson, 12,029.
Damn, okay. Okay, Jordan.
And then you had 5 was Embiid, 4 Levine, 3 Julius Randle, 2 Aaron Wiggins. Number 1 was the 41st overall pick in the 2014 draft, 16,072 points, more than almost 2,000 points ahead of number 2, Nikola Jokic.
Well, damn. I did not know he was 2014.
Second round.
Wow. I bet those teams feel like idiots.
Crazy, right? I mean, even like Jordan Clarkson was 46, Grant was 39, 38, Spencer Dinwiddie, like even like Zach LaVine at 13, you probably could have taken him higher, especially when you're looking at Joel Embiid right now at number 3 that year. And Aaron Gordon. I guess you kind of got what you paid for with Aaron Gordon, though. He was drafted 4th overall, worked out in Orlando for a little bit, and really found his way in Denver.
Shout out AG. Made the list out.
You have any shoe news this week?
We got to look at the Luka 4s coming out, man, and I'm kind of fucking with them. They're mids. They're dope. They got a weird little lace lock to the side, but I like them, man. They're not too bad at all. Let me show. See if I can show on TikTok. How I switch the camera around. Here, I'll just show you like this. Can you see?
No.
You can't see nothing?
I can now.
There they are. And there's doper colorways like those. They look like the Easter colorways.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
all right.
Those aren't bad.
That's not bad.
But I'm checking them out, man. Look at that colorway.
I almost copped a pair of Luka 2s. I saw a pair on Whatnot yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been on Whatnot too. Yeah, I've been sniffing around. I still need a pair of 2s real bad. I need a pair of 2s real bad.
Them Chicago's go crazy. The white with the black and the red.
Have you seen like those like yellow and orange joints though? There's a couple of those. There's some 2s I've had my eye on.
I'm fucking with the Chicago lows, bro. Those are probably
I mean those will definitely be added to the repertoire.
Yeah, real shit. What you got?
All right. I didn't have anything this week.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I didn't have much. I saw some shoes, but it's from a person that I'm not going to talk about. So we're just going to skip all that again.
Word.
Yeah, I was scrolling and I was like, fuck. Never mind. All right, we got WrestleMania just a couple of weeks away, so I wanted to make sure we got our predictions out there. We'll start with the women's tag team championship match, which hasn't officially been announced, I don't believe yet, but there's a gauntlet match to decide who will challenge Liv and Raquel for those championships. You got teams like Lyra Valkyria, the women's intercontinental champion, and Bayley, who also will face off for the women's intercontinental championship this week. So it's a strange team that they put together. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, the Pure Fusion Collective. BFAB and Michin, which is another just random team, along with like Natalia and Maxine Dupree.
Okay.
The Secret Hervis is part of it. The backup for Chelsea Green, the women's U.S. champion. So Piper Niven and Alba Fire, and then Caden and Katana are also a part of that. Who do you think wins the women's tag team championships?
I think um, I think they'll retain their titles.
I think so too.
Yeah, honestly, ain't nobody taking that from them.
Yeah. The men's tag team championships on either side have not been made official yet, but it's looking like the Motor City Machine Guns did become the number one contenders for the tag team championships against the Street Profits on SmackDown. But it's looking like that could be a multi-team match at WrestleMania, and then the War Raiders, who are the champions on Raw, have a new number one contender, I believe, in the New Day. So that match could be announced as well. So we'll hold off on those until they're announced.
I'm ready for them cats to give up them belts, bro.
True.
Warriors, they're cool, but it's time to give them shits up.
I want to see heel New Day with the tag titles.
Exactly. Get that shit out of here, War Raiders.
And also, there's this whole thing going around about like there hasn't been any black people announced for WrestleMania, but then I guess they forgot about Bianca Belair. But
Exactly.
it's still not a lot. But maybe we get the Street Profits and the New Day in at least. You know what I mean? Then we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Who you got now?
I'm going for Styles for sure, but it's fun when the heel wins sometimes.
Right. And we should get some of that throughout WrestleMania anyway. Yeah. I think they might give it to Logan Paul.
They might. It's about time you start winning some shit.
Then we got your boy Damian Priest against Drew McIntyre.
I don't really fuck with either of them, honestly, but I guess I'll go for Damian in that
one. I like Drew McIntyre, and I think that with the work that he did last year, and as good as he was, especially like against CM Punk, the stuff with Seth Rollins, and this not being like a main event style feud, I think they'll at least let him get the win here. So I'll go with Drew McIntyre.
He needs to bring the sword back out, man.
Why the sword was the dumbest thing to me because it was like he's not going to cut nobody. Like it's not like he's going to use it. Just like Triple H would bring the sledgehammer out, he was going to use the sledgehammer. Other people had the chairs. Devon would get the tables. You use all that shit. When's the last time you seen Drew McIntyre slice somebody with a sword?
Come on, dog. He'd be stabbing the shit out the stage with the flames.
And then like one time, like the ropes exploded because he hit the. That didn't make any sense. The sword was the dumbest shit in the world to me.
See, I don't know all the backstory. It would be cool if he chopped a rope one time or two.
But it doesn't even like chop through the ropes. It just like it's dull.
So he should change his weapon or his prop.
Or just not have a prop.
Start bringing out the shillelagh or some shit.
Well, that's Sheamus's shit.
Okay, you're right. Sheamus's shit, remember they used to light his ass up when he cut through the curtains?
Yeah, they still do that.
Really? Okay.
He still got that glow to him.
Yeah. See how his neck don't move no more, though.
Speaking of glow, we got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Although it's being overshadowed by the John Cena heel turn, Naomi's heel turn has been amazing. She's really embraced it and has done a great job with it. I do think they probably give Jade Cargill the win here, and I think that'll have something to do with a little later on that we'll talk about as well. But I think Jade gets the win over Naomi. Would be interesting, though, if Naomi got the win.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah, I'm going for Jade. I like her.
And then we got the United States Championship match that was just announced this past Friday on SmackDown. LA Knight will defend against Jacob Fatu. Do we even really need to ask who either one of us want in this one? I'm going Jacob Fatu. Let's give him a title.
I'm going Fatu for sure.
But I'm going to say LA Knight wins because of Solo Sikoa.
He's going to fuck it up.
I think Solo's going to fuck it up for Jacob Fatu, and then that leads to a Solo Jacob program that will get like it payback and shit like that after WrestleMania. So I think Jacob Fatu looks strong and could be getting the win, but either as like fake help, like they attack LA Knight and he's disqualified, or they actually do something to Jacob Fatu to cost him the match. I think Solo costs Jacob Fatu the match though.
It's probably gonna happen just like that too.
I've had some all right calls in the last since we've been doing the show. I've had some decent predictions.
Right.
Then we got the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther versus Jey Uso. Who you got?
I'm going for Jey Uso.
Yeet. I'm going for Jey Uso as well. I think they're gonna give it to him. He'll have his. This will be a Yeet Mania moment. It'll be super dope. It was for a little while looking like Jimmy Uso could win the United States Championship, and Jey could win the world title at WrestleMania, and they could have this whole Uso moment. But how it looks like Gunther murdered Jimmy Uso last week, I don't think he's gonna make it to WrestleMania. But yeah, I think Jey's gonna get the win. This will be like the like we had with Daniel Bryan before, Kofi Kingston, Big E, all these guys when they got their moments. This will be Jey Uso's moment, and he's earned it.
Yeah, it's been since I've been watching. It's time for him to get one.
Then we got for the women's championship on SmackDown, we got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Logic says Charlotte Flair wins this one. I'm hoping it's Tiffany Stratton, although this hasn't been the greatest feud building up so far towards WrestleMania. I know things got a little interesting this week when they went off script and got kind of personal. But I'm hoping Tiffany Stratton wins, but I think it'll be Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I think Charlotte Flair's about to have a title now.
Then we got for the WWE Women's Championship, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. Rhea Ripley has yet to be added to this match, but everything looks like it's headed that direction. Regardless if it's a two-person match or a triple threat, I'm going Bianca Belair here, and I think this will lead to, once Jade gets past Naomi, a story between Jade and Bianca over the women's title.
That's going to be some fucking great matches. I can already see it.
I'm excited with that. We have yet to see them one-on-one, so this, and hopefully they do the story right too, and it has some like a proper build, maybe up to like a SummerSlam.
Big build up to that for sure.
Then we got another triple threat match. This one has been announced. We got CM Punk versus Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins.
Who you got?
CM Punk will have the wise man Paul Heyman in his corner.
Wow.
This week, that was the favor for CM Punk helping out at War Games, was that the wise man will be in CM Punk's corner at the main event for night 1 of WrestleMania.
He's winning it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go CM Punk as well. Seth Rollins probably takes the pin. I don't think they'll let Roman take the pin here, or maybe they do. But I say Punk gets the win. Rollins takes the pin or the loss, whatever happens.
I would like Seth to win, but CM Punk's winning.
It would be cool to see Seth win. But yeah, I think it'd be CM Punk. They've been booking him so strong, and he already won at Hell in a Cell. He's already beat the hell out of Seth Rollins a couple of times, I think. Like, CM Punk will probably win, and he'll may be in line to face John Cena. Oh, spoiler alert. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. I'm taking John Cena. And a lot of people say this is going to be like a short heel run for John Cena, and he'll get back to the good guy for the rest of his final run here in WWE. I don't want that. I want a lengthy heel run, like a long John Cena heel run, to where like right when he's about to turn good again and he starts doing the you can't see me's and kissing babies and doing all the make-a-wishes, that's when Randy Orton puts him out. And that's the Randy Orton heel turn we get. And Randy Orton takes out John Cena to end his career. Cena goes out on his back. And then we get the Viper as a champion. And then we can visit, which we might get sooner than this, but then we can visit Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, with Randy Orton as a champion. That's what I want.
I can see it. I would like John Cena to have the belt and be a heel the whole time having the belt for sure.
Yeah, I want like a long heel run of John Cena. I don't want this to be like over and then by Payback we got John Cena being nice again. I don't want to see that. I want this to continue because we haven't even got to the part about him selling his soul to The Rock. We haven't even touched on that. We haven't seen The Rock. He may not even be at WrestleMania. So like that part of the story still has to play out. And a heel John Cena as champion, I think, is the best way to do that.
or he gets the title and then The Rock's music plays and he talks or he does something like this. Yeah. Or he's just like, your soul's mine, remember, touches the title.
So we still need this payoff, and I want to see John Cena as a heel for a majority of his run. If they're gonna do it big. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Some things that haven't been announced yet is like the men's Intercontinental Championship match. It's looking like Braun Breaker will be defending in like a fatal 4-way against Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio.
Fire.
If that happens, I either want to see Penta or Dom, because I think it'd be cool to put the belt on Penta. What? What's the problem?
I want Braun Breaker.
Okay, but I think Dom is like that slimy, slippery, kind of just lie, cheat, and steal Eddie Guerrero type of fucking Intercontinental Champion, where he's Liv Morgan's helping him out like China did with Eddie. Like this type of shit's happening. I think that type of Intercontinental Championship run with Dominic would be dope as fuck.
I can't stand Dom.
I think that would be cool. You can't tell me that wouldn't be dope.
It'd be cool.
He shouldn't be winning. He's getting out of there. I think it'd be cool.
It'd be like some throwback shit for sure.
And then just seeing the title on Penta would be cool, and it would be a nice a way to stamp that they really believe in him since they brought him over to WWE. His brother did debut this week on SmackDown, so
Does he mask up too?
Huh?
Does he mask up too?
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix. Ray's dope too.
I just got beef with some of these new cats, man. It's their finishing moves. Penta shit is just weird. I don't think you'll be able to get it off on too many people.
But like the Mexican Destroyer?
No.
Mexican Destroyer.
I don't know. There's just nothing that's going to compare to a lot of the classics like the RKO. But, you know.
What? Not every, you can't everybody RKO.
I know, dog. But shit sucks. It sucks for them.
Also, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton has been called off. Kevin Owens is out due to having to have neck surgery. No word on his return, so hopefully he can recover and even return to WWE at all.
That's probably from that fucking suplex through that ladder onto his head.
That was at least part of it. But like even like the last few matches he had, that one with Sami Zayn, the matches he had with Cody Rhodes before that, like he was in some fucking wild ass matches, so it's understandable. But hopefully he can recover and return to the WWE.
Some of these cats definitely risk it all, man. You know, for the match and real mankind vibes.
You know, this is the 24-year anniversary of the original TLC with the Hardys, Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys.
That's cool.
I heard Bubba talking about it recently. He's hoping that, you know, since the Hardy Boys are in TNA and they're working with NXT, Edge and Christian, they're in AEW right now. But if there's a way to get all 6 of those guys, all 3 of those teams together next year for the 25-year anniversary of it, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, hell yeah. As long as they don't try to do another match like that.
No. A lot of them are. Most of them. Oh, I guess only the Dudleys are done. Like they're the only ones not wrestling.
Exactly.
As far as other things missing from WrestleMania so far, the women's mid card, like the U.S. title, Chelsea Green has a little feud going on with Zelina Vega right now. It's not looking like that's going to make WrestleMania. And with Lyra facing Bayley for the Intercontinental Championship this week on Raw, and then teaming with her this week on SmackDown, it's not looking like the Women's Intercontinental Championship will make the show either. But TBD. There's still time, I guess.
Yes, sir. Good old wrestling goes down tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
On a little bit of entertainment news, the Carter 6 is official. Has been announced for June 6th. You excited?
I'm going to check for it. I'm not excited to the point where I'm going to download the whole thing off rip. I'm going to sit with it in the gym and whatever, you know, tickles my fancy, pause, will be added to the motherfucking Apple playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
What about you?
Same. Like I'm still I
want mixtape Wheezy though, honestly.
I was hoping we get like a sorry for the wait or something while we're waiting for it, but
Yeah, give me mixtape Wheezy. If he could just talk to some rappers, they let him do it. Like, let me
he's
get
yeah,
on. They
he
not
does
like
need to get back.
us.
He needs to get back on Jack and Beats.
Jack Beats, bro.
Redman's still doing it. Redman's killing him.
Jack Beats, Wayne. Because we just want to hear you on the box. They not like us, that
Could
box.
he? Could he do? They not like like. Well, how would that go over if he
I
did?
Wayne can do whatever the hell he wants,
He would murder that beat.
and could for sure.
He would cook that beat for sure.
Nigga, it'd be like ice cream paint job. Niggas don't remember the fucking one before that. Wayne's bars, they stick around sometimes, especially for us.
That's fair. Did you get to check out the Will Smith album yet?
No,
Me,
I haven't jumped into that one yet.
me either. I need to check it out. I'm just curious. Also J. Cole's team, shout out Dreamville going on right now. I've seen people I know there and I'm super jealous.
Me as well.
They have hinted at a collab with Eminem on the Fall Off. I think I can be excited about J. Cole again. I still can't listen to Might Delete later, but I'm excited about the Fall Off, especially with the Eminem collab, because who knows what that could be. That could be like a self-reflection thing. That could be fuck everybody. That could be
a story.
You can get anything from M and Cole. I'm excited to hear what that is going to be.
It could be anything.
They could be on a silly shit if they wanted to be. Like that's going to be a hell of a track. I think. Hopefully, I'm not overly hyping it.
It could be a story. It could be story time to chopper flow. It's gonna get crazy.
There's options.
Yes, sir.
All right. The next thing I wanted to do is I saw a bunch of these little imaginations of updated matchups for Celebrity Deathmatch. For those youngsters that don't know what Celebrity Deathmatch is, back when MTV still showed a lot of music, actually, they also had this claymation show where they put celebrities who had somewhat real rivalries in a ring and had them fight it out to the death. It wasn't for children. Our mom worked nights, so we caught it. I wanted to see if you had any sports celebrity death matches that you would want to see.
Sports celebrity death matches that I'd want to see. Shit.
I got a couple.
Stephen A. and Braun.
Yeah, that was one of the ones they actually did the animation for.
Oh, really?
They did Stephen A. Braun. There was Nicki and Cardi B. There was Academics and one of the other streamer dudes. There was Drake and Kendrick.
Who else would I want to see? John 50. They probably did that in the actual fucking show.
I think that might have been like right around the end of it. We might have snuck that one in.
R. Kelly versus Chris Brown.
None of those are sports.
And Isaiah Stewart. Probably versus LeBron. See what that's looking like. See if LeBron got some hands.
I had Shaq, Dwight Howard.
Shaq, Dwight Howard. That'd be a good one.
Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire.
Hell yeah. Peak steroid use.
O.J. Simpson, Aaron Hernandez.
To the death.
And then Pat McAfee against whoever in sports media he wanted to go against, and I would have him win. Just whoever wanted to smoke with Pat McAfee, I'd let him have it. Like he get to pick. It'd probably be Stephen A. or somebody like that, but whoever Pat McAfee want to smoke with, I'll give it to him. Draymond and Charles Barkley.
Shannon Sharp?
Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee?
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Pat McAfee.
You're tripping. Shannon is old as a motherfucker, though.
He and his hips don't work. Have you seen Shannon Sharp walk?
True.
Also, it's a clay fighting. So
Kendrick Perkins.
Who? Keenan Thompson for the impression. Ooh, Keenan Thompson, Kel Mitchell. I would do that. I would do that celebrity death match.
Kevin Hart, Cat Williams.
They're cool now. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Bring back the show.
Yeah, for sure. All right, who you giving an L to this week?
I'm gonna have to give it to Ye, bro, for saying he's gonna drop an album, the album not dropping, for the name of the album, and the album cover. All of it's just a perfectly put together L.
I think we need to give him the same treatment that we've given a couple other things on the show,
Just
and
stop
not even
talking about him.
like that's what he wants.
He wants us to talk about him, man.
As long as he gets attention, he's winning.
Damn, yay.
You know what I'm saying? So I say we pay him no mind now.
Okay, yeah, my other L. Everybody that had Duke on their bracket to win it. Hold that.
This L, the one I have, there's a chance, and it looks like it will be rectified. But as of right now, if say you were an NBA team and you had a player in your franchise that led in games, points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, triple doubles, and has been retired for 5 years, would you retire his number?
Yes.
Kevin Garnett is still not retired by the Minnesota Timberwolves, but now that they have changed ownership, they're looking to resurrect that relationship with KG, and his number will go right up in those rafters here soon. So right now, Minnesota's still holding that L as well as for other reasons, but they have a chance to rectify this one with putting KG up in those rafters, that 21.
They better beat Boston to it.
I think he might. Is he already up in Boston?
I'm not sure.
Bully of the week.
Bully of the week. I'm gonna have to give it to the Lakers today, man. Steamrolling the number one team in the West the way they did today. The Luka, the Braun turnaround jumpers, the Luka reverse pass to the 3-point Vincent to go up by 22 points.
That lay.
Yes, the boys was going off. I was super nervous about it. We talked about it before this. They got to see OKC twice. One more right after this.
I'm glad you said that, because like this win was great. They won by what, 27?
Yeah, man.
That win doesn't mean shit if they get their ass beat in a couple of days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like you got to follow this up.
But
in that game, this could be fine. It's a great win.
Yes.
But if they get their ass beat, what is that, Tuesday, Wednesday night? This win don't mean shit.
We got to do exactly what we did tonight. It shows that we're ready for must wins, and like you said, a lot more will show with this next game against OKC in OKC, and then we got to see them young whippersnappers again too. Houston,
coming off of this that Golden State Warriors win, they'll be feeling pretty good too.
That's a fact.
I was gonna give it to LeBron for becoming the first male athlete to be made into a Ken doll.
Shout out.
But I'm gonna give it to Tobin Wigwe. He was given his well-deserved flowers on stage during the show by Busta Rhymes the other day, and it was a cool moment to see. And then he turned around to then give what he called his botanical garden to MC Hammer for the influence that he had on his career. And they celebrated MC Hammer by him and his dancers breaking out the Too Legit to Quit full choreography in the middle of his set on stage. He fucking killed it. Like he had that choreography down. So I'm gonna give it to Tobe, and MC Hammer, and Busta Rhymes. Like all. Give it to hip hop. Shout out Dreamville this week as well.
Shout out Dreamville, man. We gonna make that one time. Fly out.
This might have been, if this is the last one, we ain't got no chance.
Last Dreamville, is that what they saying?
They said it last year too, but this one sounded like it's really gonna be the last Dreamville. That's why I think I know so many people that went.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna suck if it is, but there's still like the Roots picnic and shit like that. I'd like to make it too.
Yeah.
You didn't sound as excited about the Roots picnic.
I always wanted to make a Dreamville, man. That was a bucket lister for
sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you missed it. So now get excited about Wisconsin Fest or something. That's still going on.
For sure, yeah. As long as we know some of the artists that are going to be there, it's cool.
Are they bringing back? Isn't there like a Y2K tour or something that's supposed to be like B2K and fucking? I don't think it's gonna be B2K and Bow Wow, because I think Omarion and Bow Wow got beef still or something. But there's supposed to be some kind of old school Y2K tour coming up.
The fuck am I gonna do at a concert like that? I would be to see B2K ever.
Not really.
I see Bow Wow before I see B2K for sure. Fresh as I'm is. Man,
You did bump that album heavy.
come on, Bow Wow was one of my first albums, bro.
That's true.
With the last
You
meal.
had the first. You had the first album. Yeah, you was. You was.
I had last meal too. Remember that Snoop? He was on
Yeah.
top. Yeah.
You even had when he went over to.
You gotta lay low.
Bow Wow wasn't on that.
Just talking about the two albums I bought at the same time. I think there was a deal going on.
Oh shit! Well, that's all we got for this week, man. This has been Recognized Game presented by Gym and 10 Sports. I'm your boy EB. That's CB the Bully. Make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, telling your friends, telling your enemies, copping merch, getting your haircut if you're in the city of Denver or the surrounding areas, and just sharing the love, man. CB, anything else?
No, man. Shout out to all my clients that pulled up, man. It's always an honor to cut y'all. And I will catch you on the next one.
Recognized Game.